Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be making McCall's M8141 in view A. I made this dress so I could wear it to the ballet. I've never seen a professional performance before, and my friend had invited me to do I think it's called 3430. It's this deal with the New York City Ballet at the Lincoln Center that if you're 30 or under, you can get tickets for $30. So we decided to do that one weekend, and it's just the perfect excuse to dress up. So I figured, you know what, let me see if I can make a dress in time. So with this pattern, I ended up making a few adjustments. I realized that the top bodice fits me in a smaller size, a size that I had cut out previously, but I was scared that the arms were going to be a bit too tight. So I expanded that pattern quite drastically. You'll see later in the video that absolutely was not necessary. But that's what I decided to do at the time because I was panicked that that wouldn't fit. I've just finished cutting out all of my main fabric pieces, the lining pieces. I've transferred all of the markings, and I realized there's no lining for the skirt portion of the dress. So I'm going to use my serger. I'm not going to swap out the thread. I do have black thread that would better match the fabric, but I'm on a bit of a time crunch. So that white thread is just going to stay. If you don't have a serger, that's completely fine. You could just use the zigzag stitch on your sewing machine. All right, now that we have all of the pattern pieces cut out, the lining cut out, and the skirt portions of the dress serged, we can start sewing the pieces together. So I'm getting started with putting the two back pieces on top of the front facing piece and just sewing along the sides. We're just pinning the front facing fabric to the lining. Right sides should be facing together, so the seams here should be facing out. And we're just gonna sew right along, right here. That's it. On both sides. Okay, now we're going to understitch both of the sides. So we've given the two sides a nice press, the sides with the understitching. And now we're going to baste all along the top, the armholes, top, other armhole, top again. And then after we're done basting, looks like we're gonna add some gathering right at the top of the bodice. So that's another 2 lines sewn of gathering stitches. Now this is where I start to run into a bit of a problem with the sleeves. I had cut out pattern pieces that were way too big. You can see there's all that extra fabric at the bottom, and I wasn't really getting the pleating right. I could not tell you what I was doing wrong. I just tried to pinch and fold and do what I could. I was even looking up through resource books that I had to see if I could fix the problem, but I eventually came up with a different solution that I will explain later on in the video. So I ran out of time filming the rest of this video in detail with all the steps that I was kind of doing. So what I'm going to do instead is just talk through the final dress on this mannequin here, or the dress form that I have. I first opted to not put the interfacing around the neck collar. I've made this dress pattern before a few years ago with a different fabric, but I ended up getting like way too starchy of an interface and it was just really uncomfortable and rigid. So this time I was like, you know, I kind of want something a little bit loose and floppy. So I didn't put any interfacing here as the pattern called for. The other adjustment I made was these sleeves. I feel like I followed the pleating instructions incorrectly, and it just came out really wonky. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't have time to try to figure it out. So I ended up kind of rolling and creating a little channel at the end here to string through some elastic. And it actually worked surprisingly well. And it still gave me that nice little flouncy puff sleeve that I liked about the pattern in the first place. I think the rest of the tutorial was really just kind of attaching the top bodice to like the midriff area here and the skirt portion. I ended up liking the back more than I thought I would. I didn't realize at the time with the pattern that it has this open back kind of slit. But I thought it actually looked pretty nice, especially with the high neck in the front. It kind of gave this party in the back situation. There are 2 fisheye hooks here, which I was down to the wire, chatting with my friend, hand sewing right before we had to leave for dinner for the ballet. And I got it done in time, although there is supposed to be another fisheye hook here, which I did not get time to do. Maybe I'll attach that in the future, we will see. Thank you for watching, and like and subscribe if you would like to watch more sewing content.